Total Chaos, brought to you by Picks and Parlays. Tonight is NHL night. I've got our champion, Kurt Alexander, with us tonight. How's it going, Kurt? I feel like there's no audio. I don't hear you.
A little audio with Kurt right now. Yep.
I don't hear you. Okay, so I'm glad it wasn't just me.
No.
Kurt? Nope, still nothing. So how are you doing, Tim?
I'm doing great. We're getting ready. We're getting a little bit of an NHL fix right now before Super Bowl Sunday, and getting all the prop bets lined up. We're getting everything all set up, but we're gonna get a little betting money ready for Sunday. So that's what tonight's all about.
Yes, exactly. I've got Chip Chirimbus and Sean Higgs are doing a Total Chaos player props tomorrow night, so that should be a good one. I'm excited. Yes, indeed. Kurt, are you back? You have audio? The answer is no.
So Kurt's going to give us a
no. You might have to like
thumbs down for under. Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, over, under. Okay. Right. Here we go. We are going to get through this show, gentlemen. Friends at home, if you're watching, give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Here's how Total Chaos works. I'm going to give these guys 5 hockey games that happen on Saturday, February the 6th. They're going to give me their best play on the over or the under. Whoever gets the most right comes back next week as the Total Chaos NHL champion. So let's get things rolling along. Kurt, you start things off because you're the champion, and that's how things work on this show, and we're going by the book. Guys, we've had rough technical difficulties all night, so we're just going to roll with this. So Coyotes at the Blues, the number is 5.5. What do you got here? I need an over or an under because I can't hear you. Kurt's taking it over. All right. What do you got here, Tim?
Well, Ellie, this is going to be a consensus pick. You know what? The Blues, Bennington, he came out big. Their goalie came out big when he shot out of nowhere for their playoff run and their Stanley Cup championship win back, 2 years ago. But I don't think he's the same guy as he was when he first came out. Players got a book on him now. So, I think they can really pop a few past him. And you know what? I'm not a big fan of the Coyotes duo of goalies. I'm not sure who's playing Saturday night, but between that and you got Dvorak and Garland, and you know what? Coyotes have got Kessel, Phil Kessel. The guy, is ageless. I mean, he's like your how do I put it? Your beer league baseball player in the NHL. The guy, but he just shows up. He just sits there and cranks home runs or just scores goals. So between that. You got Ryan O'Reilly, Shen, Perron on the Blues side, and even Kyrou. It's going over. It's going over.
All right, so you guys agree. He agrees. Kurt, Tim's going to go first on the next one. Do you want to try to go out and come back in? See if something works? Okay, cool. So, Tim, you're going to kick this one off. We're talking the Canucks and the Maple Leafs. This is in your neck of the woods. 6.5 is our number here. What do you got?
This one's got to go over. You know what? The Canucks cannot keep the puck out of their net. I think the last 3 games they've played, they've been outscored something like about 18 or 20-8, something like that, something stupid. I mean, they're able to score. They got guys who can score, but you've also got Toronto, and they've got Marner, they got Matthews, they've got Nylander, they've got Tavares, good Portuguese kid. And you know what? Anderson is a good, solid goalie, but you know what? He's not top tier. He's good, but he's not top tier. So, between Demko and Holtby on the Canucks, this thing's going over.
All right, Kurt, are you with us?
Yeah, I like the over as well.
All right, excellent. I could hear him saying all these hockey names, and I'm like, Kurt's dying to say something right now.
Exactly. Yeah, I like this game to go over. We've watched this Vancouver Canuck team all season, and they're just a mess. Defensively, they give up way too much. And when I say way too much, guys are able to skate around them with ease. They're able to get shots, beat them to the rebound. Their defense is just completely out of sync, and the goaltenders are the ones that are getting blamed for it. Not saying that Demko and Holtby aren't letting some soft goals in, but the floodgates just open up on Vancouver almost every game. They're down 3-4 goals, and they're playing catch-up, and you have guys like Horvat scored 1 goal in the last 7 games. So you have your offense not helping you out and your defense not helping you out. And you look on the Toronto Maple Leafs side, they were able to score at will. Austin Matthews actually scored 2 goals while a penalty was being committed on him. The referee had his hand up to call a penalty, and he scored the goal anyway. He did that twice that game. Yeah, it was a horrible performance by Vancouver, but I can't say it was any worse than what they were doing against the Canadiens. So, yeah, I like this game over as well.
All right, 2 overs. I like it. We're already in agreement. And for anyone who's new to the show, when the 2 experts agree on the same pick, those tend to be our most valuable plays, the consensus plays. All right, up next, we've got the Penguins are at the Islanders. 5.5 is our number. Take it away, Kurt.
Okay, now I've talked to you about the Islanders before, Allie. Trotz, right? They're a low-scoring team. Yes, Trotz. Exactly. They're a very defensive team, and it shows in the games that they played over the last few nights. You have a 1-0 loss to Boston. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry. You have a 3-2 loss to the Capitals, a 3-2 loss to Philadelphia. They lost 4-3. So right now they're on a losing streak and they're not playing well. Their goaltending seems to be the problem. Varlamov has given up 3 goals in the last 3 starts that he's had. So that's not going to really get it done when you're looking towards the under. I look at Pittsburgh on the other side, and Pittsburgh started the season 5 games in a row going over, but the last 5 games, 1 over, 4 unders. So that being said, I'm going to take this game under the total. I think Pittsburgh is trending under, and if the Islanders want to fix what's going on, it's going to start with their defense and their goaltending. So I'm going to take this one under the total.
That all seems legit. What do you got on this one,
Tim?
Tim?
Be another consensus pick here. We're going to go, you know what? Basically, for Pittsburgh, after Crosby, Rust, and Gunsel, I always screw up the name. There's no scoring on Pittsburgh. And then, you know what? Like you said, Trotz, he's a defensive coach. He's a defensive coach. And basically, after Barzell, there's no scoring for New York, right? So, I mean, Varlamov's a good goalie. I got not much to say about the Pittsburgh goalies. What is it? Casey DeSmith.
DeSmith, yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, it's just this one's just going to be a low-scoring affair.
I can handle that. I mean, as long as I cash money on it, I can deal with that.
Right,
yeah, I'm cool there. Yeah. And if you guys both agree, then I'm double cool there. Okay, so up next, Tim, you're going to kick it off. Oilers at the Flames. 6.5 is our number. What are we doing?
Okay, I know. You know what? That's going to go under. You've got the Oilers going up against one of the hottest goalies in the league for the last year and a half in Jacob Markstrom. And basically, it's kind of the whole thing again with like Pittsburgh again, where they've got 2 guys who can score on the Oilers. You got Connor McDavid and Leon Drysdale, who basically they're the only guys who score on the Oilers. And you know what? Markstrom's going to shut them down. Those guys are going to see the top pairing from Calgary throughout the whole game. And after that, there's nothing left. And then Calgary just doesn't score. They don't score much. They get the odd game where they might hit 3 or 4 goals, but otherwise they're a 1-2 goal machine. And so at 6.5, that's a big space there. I'm going under.
All right, Kurt, what are you thinking?
All right. Now, I've followed this series for probably the last 5 years or so. I call this the Battle of Alberta. This is probably one of my favorite series to follow in the NHL. And the reason is, from the betting side, it goes over. The last 7 games they've played, they've gone over the total of 6 out of those games, and they've only had 1 under in the last 7 games against each other. You did say Markstrom, the new goaltender in Calgary, makes a huge difference. The only thing is Markstrom started the last 2 games, so I think he's going to rest this first game, and we will have an Oilers-Flames shootout. I don't know about the goaltender yet. I don't know if they've named their starter, but I think we're going to have another Oilers-Flames shootout here, especially if Rittich is in net.
You know, I'll give you this. If Markstrom's not a net for Calgary, yeah, my under's not feeling so strong, but I'm still going with it. I'm thinking Markstrom's going to start. They got a big enough rest here. They're going to throw him in there for that first game to try and get that first win.
I like it. I like the banter too. Go ahead.
And I'll also say that this isn't going to be a series. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think is just going to be a 1-game series. So this isn't even one of those you play them in a couple days. So this is the Battle of Alberta, and then you skate off to play the next team. So this is going to be that one shot. I think they're going to put it all out on the ice for this one game and then continue on. So, yeah, I'll take this one over.
There is some true hate between these teams, much like your Pittsburgh and Philly games.
Yeah.
There is some serious hate between here. So this is Canada's version of Pittsburgh Philly. So yeah,
this is Duke UNC.
Woo, that's tomorrow. Go.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
the Canadian version of Duke UNC tomorrow night. So we're excited about that one tomorrow night.
Tomorrow's like a big night for rivalries. There's something about oil and flame that just like don't mesh well together. So it sounds like a scary game. Like the mom in me is very nervous that everyone's safe, you know.
And they swap players. So you have a lot of history with these teams. You know, you have James Neal getting traded over to their rival. So he's facing off against the team that gave him that huge contract and dumped him after the first year. So yeah.
Ooh. This is juicy. This is like the Real Housewives to me. Like, is this what men do for the Real Housewives? It's like the real hockey players of Toronto, or what are we talking? Edmonton. I don't know. I love that. Okay, this is juicy. I might have to watch that game. Okay, so last one, Sharks at the Ducks. I think, yes. Kurt, you go first, right? I think that's where we're at. The number's 5.5.
The only way I could play this game is under the total. The Ducks have yet to score more than 3 goals this season. All right. They had 4 games that landed on the number 5. 4 games where they scored 1 goal. And in those games, they're actually 2-2. So they split those games. So the Ducks are showing you they don't need a lot of goals because they're not going to score a lot of goals. And they will play well enough, and they do have the goaltending where they can keep this game very, very close and very low scoring. And that's their style of play. The Sharks, on the other hand, they started off on an over streak when the season first started. But last week, they got blown out by Colorado, and then they were shut out by Colorado. So you're looking at the Sharks here, and you're thinking, okay, will this be the game that they kind of come step it up? But in order to get over this number, you're going to need the Ducks to participate in that. And the Ducks just aren't. I'm going to take this one under the total of 5.5.
All right. What do you say, Tim?
Well, you know what? This is the second game in their series, and I had the first game. We haven't seen it quite yet as an over, and that was just purely out of adrenaline pretty much. And these guys, out of desperation, I think things are going to settle in for the second game. And, I'm going with Kurt on this one. This is an under. This is an under on this one.
All right. I love it when you guys agree. Okay, so I've been tracking your picks throughout this thing. So we can do a quick recap on everything. Now I got to find it, don't I? Okay. Think you're good at something until you're not. Okay. So both of you are digging on the Coyotes going over. Yes. Both of you are down with the Canucks going over. Man, those Canucks really. Can you stop a goal? Because I don't think you can. All right, you're both on the Penguins going under. Tim has the Oilers going under, but Kurt has the Oilers going over. So that's the only disagreement we have. Wow. I will say, though, that there's some guy that may or may not be in the net, and that would make a difference. What's his name?
Huge.
Absolutely huge.
Marshall, whatever.
Markstrom.
Okay, so before you make a bet, find out whether or not he's in the net, because that could make a really big difference here. People at home. All right, and then the Sharks, you guys both like them to go under. Well, I'm glad you disagreed on at least one, because that will give us a champion of this. But 4 consensus picks is rad. That's money in the bank. So Excellent work, gentlemen. Excellent work.
Good job, Tim. Great minds.
Good luck.
Great minds. All right. Friends at home, like I said, we're doing another Total Chaos tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Chip Chirimbus and Sean Higgs doing player props for the Super Bowl. It will be a good one. Follow Tim Michael at Les Chalk. Follow Kurt Alexander at Kurt's Angles. You can follow us at Picks and Parlays, and we will see you. We will see you all throughout the week. That's why you have to ring the bell for notifications so you never miss a live show. and hit like and subscribe because it makes the boss happy. All right, Tim and Kurt, thank you guys for joining me. Y'all have a good one, and may the best man win.